I'm gonna record on my
Says we have 40 minutes left.
Okay, great. So, are we all ready to begin?
Okay, wait, let me open. Does everyone have voice memos open? Has everyone looked at the doc yet?
Wait, what's the order that we're introducing ourselves?
It's in the outline doc. It's in the outline doc, right? I put in the outline.
Oh, okay.
After
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Hold on, let me
doc.
open it.
Is it still just like name, grade, place?
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is, Kayla's gonna introduce the episode, and then she's gonna ask the question, like, if you were like a part of a train, what part of the train would you be? And then you say your name, your grade, and then your answer to that question.
Okay.
So Kaylee, I guess you would go first then, and then I'll go second.
No, I think you should go. I think you should go first, because then it's like not me talking for like 40 seconds straight, which is probably incredibly annoying.
Okay. I would do that then. Okay.
Okay, wait. Are we ready? Has everyone started recording yet?
Wait, voice memo's on now.
Okay, wait.
Do you want to do
recording?
don't we do the clap thing?
Wait. Everyone start their voice memo in 3, 2, 1, go. And then I'll count us down. Clap when I say go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
I think I clapped really late, but it's fine.
It's okay. It's probably just Zoom. It's okay. Oh.
Okay. I guess we're good, right? Oh shit, we already clapped. Sorry.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay, so let's get this done. Okay, so Kaylee, if you want to start.
Do I do intro? I thought I wasn't.
Oh, do you want me?
intro.
No, I can. I mean,
wait, guys, sorry.
I
I just got a flash flood warning, so it stopped my recording.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
everyone, start the recording. Start over.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, should we start now?
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone start a new recording right now. 3, 2, 1, go. Start your new recording and clap. 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you. Sorry.
Okay.
If that does happen during the actual thing, then just re-record it and then we can put it together later. Okay. So Kaylee, if you want to introduce today's episode and then the question, we can get started.
Okay. Hello and welcome back to Impractical Study Guide, where students discuss questions that might not always have a searchable answer. So today we have a full house with us in our podcast. So if everyone could please introduce yourself and tell us, if you were a train car, which one would you want to be and why?
Hey guys, I'm Nini Dang. I'm a college freshman, and if I were to be a car, I'd be a passenger car because I'm just a passenger going through the train track of life.
Hi, I'm Kaylee. If I was a train car, I would be a tank car because I think that it's cool that they carry chemicals and explosive things like that.
Hi, I'm Cameron, and if I were a train car, I'd probably be a box car because they have like a wide variety of goods.
Hi, my name's Freya. If I were a train, I would probably be a high side car because I would love to live on the high side of life. Don't know what that means, but sounds good.
Hi, my name is Jason. I'm a junior, and if I were a train car, I'd probably be like the caboose. Sounds cool. Don't know why.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm a senior. And if I was a train car, I'd probably be a livestock car because, I mean, who doesn't like animals?
Hi, my name is Celine, and if I were a train car, I would be a crane car because I could help out damaged cars along the road.
Love that. I love that. Okay, so the reason I'm sorry, My bad. So the reason that I'm asking, or that we're asking, is because today we're talking about the trolley problem, which is very commonly talked about in like psych and ethics and things like that. So if you don't know what the trolley problem is, basically imagine that there was a runaway trolley with a path that splits into two different directions in the paths ahead. And currently the trolley is headed towards the track with 5 people lined up on it. And they would get killed if they got run over, obviously. But imagine you're standing and you have this lever and you have the ability to pull the lever, which would change the trolley's direction to the other path, which would just have one person standing on it. So what would you do, or more like, what is the right thing to do, and what do you think you would do in that situation?
This is such a tough question to answer because we are all human beings. We don't have a higher class than the people who are on the train tracks. We can't judge their lives for who they are. So, but then if we are put in this tough situation, personally, I would choose the side with less people just because versus the quantity, like one person dying is less painful than having 5 people die.
But then you would be directly responsible for that person's death, as opposed to the 5 people were gonna die anyways. So you like you would pull it and then be like, that person was not supposed to die, but you would have killed them to save other people that were already supposedly gonna die anyways.
Yeah, that's true. But then I'm gonna live with this guilt anyways for the rest of my life. But if like I directly kill the first person, then the 5 other people would at least be thankful for me. I don't know, kind of good karma, but not really bad karma from killing people. What do you guys think?
I see that. I mean, I agree with you. I'd also probably do the one person because it just seems like the overall better thing to do. I mean, if you're comparing numbers, it's obviously more ethical, but it also opens the discussion where in most of the hypotheticals, especially in this variation, it's usually one person that you do know, and it's 5 people that you don't know. So I think that I would rather choose a person that I do know because I would already probably know their families and the people around them, so I could probably explain the ethical side of it and try to like make them understand why this was the better choice. So I think overall, killing the one person that I do know or killing one person in general would probably be better. But you know, anybody else?
I mean, if I was like the person that was gonna die and I had my friend up there, I would say, you know what, take me, because when you think about it, like if you can save someone's dad, if you can save someone's like mom, if you can save that one really important person in someone else's life versus like someone who's important to you, does that make sense? That sounds really bad, but like honestly, like you don't know how many people one of those 5 is going to affect if they died. So it would be, I mean, I would kill that one person on the other side of the track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I feel like even if like you knew the person and you chose to not kill them, that's kind of like selfish in a way. And like even though you're like deliberately choosing to kill that person, it's kind of like, even though like you might not pull the switch and then you just like let it hit the 5 people and kill them, you're kind of still responsible for that, because like you can't just like ignore the problem. Like if you see it, you're kind of already responsible for it, so you can't just like not do anything about it. So either way, you're responsible. And then like that's why I think it would be better like if you killed that one person than 5 people that are dead.
Yeah,
I think going off on what Alex just said, like when it comes to your responsibility to take action, this isn't really what I believe in, but I've heard some people approach this problem as like even if you do have control over the lever, like it's not in your place to pull it. Like it was fate that train was heading that way and those 5 people were there, and like you shouldn't like mess with that. Like I don't I find it a very interesting perspective. I don't necessarily I don't really know how to feel about it. For me, like, first instinct would definitely be like, not definitely, that's kind of morbid, but like pull the lever, save the 5 people, have to kill the one person. But that whole like leave it up to fate thing is also kind of interesting, and I wanted to know what you guys thought about it.
I actually never heard of that perspective before, so that's kind of interesting. I guess it's true. Like, if I was put there randomly and they were like, here's a lever, you can either kill one person or kill 5. I mean, I would obviously kill the one person, but then I'd also wonder, like, why was I put there? Like, why wasn't anyone else put there? And like, why is it my choice to choose between 5 people and one person? Like, I don't know. I feel like I would have to be like, how do I know these people? Like, what's the situation? What's the context? I feel like if I was there, I would be asking more questions and probably just end up like jumping off the train and saving the like 6 people myself.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Like, along the same vein, there's this like variation where you're standing on a bridge and the train is coming on one path, and if you push someone off, then it'll stop the train. But like, physics wise, that doesn't really work. But if you think about it, like, so you're actually having to do the act of pushing someone over the bridge as opposed to pulling the lever. So does that make it any different?
Oh, I mean, okay. Listen, if someone just like snapped their fingers right now and they were like, you need to decide whether or not you're going to kill this one person or let 5 people die, then it's a different question of, would you save 5 people or would you like kill one? You know what I mean? But like, what if you were like, someone snapped and you were in that position, but it wasn't you pulling the lever, it was someone doing it for you? Like, if it was one of like your little minions and you just looked at them and said, and like nodded your head and they were like, okay, we're gonna pull it and we're gonna kill the other person. Like, how much does that change the question?
Like, do I know the person that's pulling it? Because if I didn't know the person that was pulling it and I was like, would you consider making a sacrifice and just putting yourself in front and saving 6 people? I think that's what I would do. I'd be like, would you mind? Are you okay with that?
She's such a good person.
Very considerate friend.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, but I feel like this trolley problem really like synthesizes with history events how like internment camps, Japanese internment camps, or like even Nazi internment camps, like the people who operate on a higher level, they have control over millions of people's lives. And is it actually like their fault for killing, for mass killing all of them, or are they just obeying their executives' orders? Like, who are we to blame?
Oh my god, that's such a good point.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, like even like on a small scale, like lethal injection, like for lethal injection, do you like, who do you blame? Like, do you put fault into the person who like executes them or what?
Wow, this is a crazy turn. This is
Uh-huh.
crazy. We have so much to talk about now.
Yeah.
I think personally, that's a really good point, because there are a lot of small decisions that can make a huge impact and stuff like that. It's like you have the choice, in my opinion. Like, there are people that, like, I say like so many times. I'm gonna cut this part out, but this is so embarrassing. The amount of times that I've said like in the past 2 episodes is so embarrassing. Anyways,
I'm gonna leave that in.
as I was saying, I think it's just crazy how a small decision can actually have a big impact on things. I mean, like the butterfly effect, we've seen, I mean, several video games have that, like pick a choice and see what happens. And it's kind of crazy to see how small of an impact can make such a big change in life and the future and history and stuff. So I think that is like an interesting perspective of just like having to think about that, like in the history point of view. That's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So this is the thing though. It's like you were talking about butterfly effect.
Mm-hmm.
Hello? You were talking about butterfly effect, right? So like let's say that one person, because I think the like majority decision is that we would rather save 5 people. So what if that one person that we kill is like the CEO of Microsoft? No, let's not do that. Let's play the CEO
Okay.
of like some big
I'll kill him.
like
whatever.
some
Okay.
big company.
Okay. Like, let's say if it was Jeff Bezos, right? He runs Amazon, right? I would kill him. I would kill him. Like, no remorse. I
Capitalistic
would
pigs.
kill him. Yeah,
Eat the
exactly.
rich.
Like,
Sorry, that
I
was
think-
controversial.
no, it's not. We're controversial. Yeah, I think that like when you look at it from let's say it's a CEO, right? Most CEOs have billions of dollars and they spend it on themselves and they spend it on charity, but really it's like 1% of their wealth. Not even, it's like 0.05% of their wealth. And so it's like, if that person dies, like, sure, it could be moved, like their position could be moved to someone else, but also it could mean that their position could be moved to someone better and they could be using that money to be better. But it's also like you're just taking a chance. But I don't know. I think I would kill that person, to be honest.
I like when you brought that up, I don't know why the first thing that I thought of was like the whole thing about if you could go back in time, would you kill baby Hitler?
Oh, baby Hitler.
And like
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's like that one
everyone's
scene in Infinity War where they're like strangling Thanos when he was a baby. Like they could have done it and they just prevented the whole thing. Yeah,
But,
I
like,
think that
I know
I
I
would
know
do
we're not
it.
talking about that, but like yeah, exactly. Like what do you guys think
Yeah.
about that? This
I
is
would
very
do
off
it.
topic, I'm sorry.
No, I mean technically
dude.
we're on topic, right?
Going back in time and like trying to make those like deciding to make those videos, that's a whole other episode, I'm telling you that. But like,
Yeah, no, I'm
honestly
saying
though, it's like but that's the thing though, it's like if you could kill like a big villain in history, or like say, let's just put it into like if that was Thanos and we could kill Thanos, then would like, where am I going with this? So like if you stop something bad from happening, say if you could kill this person on like the train track and stop something bad that they were gonna do, how does that affect if something good was gonna come out of that bad event?
Yeah, I mean,
How does
also
that
the
affect
like,
like
like it's gonna have a
Sorry.
big impact. No, it's okay, Alex, you go.
Okay, so I was just thinking about like, even though the person like might be bad, there's also like, this is so controversial, but there are also like kind of good effects that come out of like whatever they did bad. Like I'm gonna mention like 9/11 and all that, and how even though like so many people died, we still came out of it with like new like airplane regulations and like security and all that. So like what would
True.
we do like if we stop that, you know?
Yeah, like that's why like I said, you know, small decisions like that can have such big impacts. Like now we had new senses of nationalism, and it just brought the country together as a huger community because we bonded all over like the deaths of our families and our friends and stuff like that. But it's also, I think, okay, now that you said that, I do feel like the negatives do outweigh the positives if we do go back in time and like stop something. Because if we went back in time now and change everything now, then I'm pretty sure like our whole lives would be completely different. Our society would be completely different. And like we wouldn't know what would happen to the world if we had killed one influential person in history, you know?
Yeah. I mean, okay. Let's look at it another way. Like instead of one bad person being on the train track that you could kill, what if it was someone good? Like, because I'm sorry, if Harry Styles were on the other side and I could not let
Oh my
I could
god.
let 5 people die instead of Harry Styles, that's gonna take a little bit more thinking.
I don't know what I would do in that situation.
I also don't like.
kidding,
I
that's a
feel
joke.
like no, I agree because it's like if there was someone that you know that was like a genuinely good person, it's like, but then that goes back to like if it was someone you knew, like and you would have to be the one to talk to this family, and be like, why did you do that? Like,
Well, I have a point. Like
uh-huh.
tying back to like the fate part in the first place. Like why would you have guilt for the first place if it's fate that you're there? Like
Oh.
Yeah.
You could have
that's
stopped it from
true.
happening.
yeah.
But could you have stopped it from happening?
Oh my god.
Because in either
That-
choice, you have to kill somebody, unless you're like me and you would just jump in and just save them.
And
but
your
it's also
minion.
yeah, or your minion, but it's still also like you would have to eventually make a choice anyways. So if it was Harry Styles, sadly, I think I would have to kill him and save 5 other people and have to explain to his family why I killed him because it saved the
He
greater
would
good.
tell you to kill him too.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Okay,
discussion.
well, let's introduce a variation to this problem, a more like modern one. So let's say you're driving a Tesla because you can drive a Tesla and you're on autopilot, and there's this person in front of you that's wounded and they can't move, they can't get up or anything. They're just like someone slashed their leg, they're just like bleeding on the road. But you don't know if the car is going to break itself or not because you don't know if the sensor is going to take that or like it's going to notice that there's someone dying in front of you. But all you have to do is either just let the car take its path and hope that it'll break maybe, or you can swerve. But if you swerve, you might run into a wall and hurt yourself and probably other people that are walking on the sidewalk. So what would you do? Would you turn or would you just leave it to the car?
I think I would leave it to the car.
Yeah.
Because if it's a Tesla, knowing Elon Musk, I feel like he would be taking safety precautions to make sure that wouldn't happen, considering like everything that he's done with like experimental technology. I feel like he'd be smart enough to like implement that type of technology where it would stop and notice like a human being. But that's just my take.
It's like,
but they're like laying on the floor. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go, Jason. I've talked too much anyway.
So it's like, if you swerve, it's certain death. But if you don't do anything, it's not certain death. But if the person dies, then like it's more, you feel more guilt.
I wouldn't say certain death, but like probably certain injury. Like you might not die, but you might also never walk again.
Ooh, so it's
that person who's dying.
To put on like the same level as the Charlie problem, like someone has to die. I don't mean to be like mean.
Someone has to die. It's not going to be me.
Someone has to die.
yeah, I think it just goes back to how like selfish just we personally are, like how much we care about ourselves in like relations to the Tesla problem. Like if we really don't have value for ourselves or are on the brink of death anyways, then obviously like I'll sacrifice myself. But if I have something to live for and like I'm really passionate about living, then like it's hard because you're sacrificing someone's life, but then you have to put your own priorities first, I guess.
I think it's interesting how like if you were to compare the two problems, like I was just thinking about what I would instinctively do, and I would instinctively do the opposite for this, because like if like I don't have a license, but I've been like practicing to get my license, and like if I see anything like in front, this is really bad. If I see anything in front of me that like I feel like will like come in my way, like I'll brake really hard or I'll like swerve really quickly, like instinctively. Like I feel like humans, the first thing that they would do if they saw someone like on the road would try to take control and like swerve out of the way to get, to like avoid the person. But like yeah, it's interesting because with the trolley problem, I think all of us kind of said instinctively we would pull the lever so that we save the 5 people and kill that one person. But I think for some people, if they were to like see this problem, they might instinctively just swerve, because I don't know, like I think if anything, you would want control over that situation. Like if you're in that situation, like you wouldn't want autopilot to deal with it for you. Like like I don't even know what I would do in that situation.
Would you be on? But you would already be on autopilot, right?
Yeah, but I think if we're getting technical here, I think on autopilot you can like you can take control on autopilot.
you can take over.
Exactly.
See, the thing
so
is,
like, go ahead.
Sorry. Like, what if because obviously, like, I do drive, and I would think like, oh my god, I should swerve out of the way. What if I swerve and hurt someone on the sidewalk, and that person who's laying on the sidewalk already that couldn't get up was already like gonna die? Like I would swerve and then be like, oh my God, we need to get you to the hospital. And then we get that person to the hospital and doctor's like, I'm sorry, like
He's
done
dead.
deal, sorry. And then I would have hurt myself and other people on the sidewalk at the risk of a person who wouldn't even live
Move.
potentially.
Yeah.
I feel like that
Yeah,
goes
no,
back
like-
to like the whole
Sorry, go.
like that whole like fate thing. Like why were you on autopilot going straight if like that's what's meant to happen, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God said
No, and-
today God has his favorites and they weren't one of them.
God
I
said
think, like-
no, heart.
Kaylee's like explanation of it, like your entire thing like completely makes sense. Like it would probably that would probably be the case, like if you were to swerve, you would hurt yourself and you would hurt other people. But like I think I was just like talking about it in terms of like what would you do in that situation? You have like 2 seconds to make a decision.
Like you
And,
don't have a
like,
choice. Your
yeah,
brain's
yeah.
just like I'm gonna move.
Exactly.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Because most humans want control in a situation like that. Like they want to be able to decide their fate. But
Yeah.
life has
I
its
feel
Fate
like
controls us.
if I was driving on autopilot, I would probably just not be paying attention. Like, and by the time like I would notice it, I feel like I wouldn't react fast enough to where I would be able to swerve. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if I'm already on autopilot, if I'm already on autopilot, like I don't
Just
think
on your
I'd
phone.
react fast enough. Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to react fast enough to be able to be like, you know.
You know how people have like the fight, flight, or freeze? I'm freeze. I
Mhm.
just like I would just be like, and then there's like a bump and I'm like,
I think like the trolley problem also brings up an interesting dilemma like the military has to deal with. Like when you send those little drones out, are you gonna like kill one like terrible person but then risk sacrificing all those civilian lives?
Yeah.
Or are you just gonna let them go?
Well, for the military,
that's-
for the most part, they don't really care.
Yeah, they don't, which is just like what's really sad because most of the time, like when
Yeah.
they do send those drones out, it's innocent civilians, which is
Yeah.
why most of the time, like when people bring up this problem, they would just say, "Oh, kill the 5 people," because if they don't know the person, then they're not gonna have any attachment to them. Which is also like how in the military they're able to just be like, and it'd be like, no. So yeah, like I read this one Reddit post the other day where it was talking about. Sorry guys, I'm gonna get a little sad here. My bad. I read this Reddit post the other day where it was saying about this guy in the military. He was in, I think it was in Afghanistan or Iran or something like that. And they were like searching through houses and he ended up like shooting someone that he thought was like carrying a bomb and it was really a woman carrying a baby. And then he was like, I've had this guilt on forever. And people were like, oh, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. But it's like, what?
Oh, dude.
Like,
Mm-mm.
I don't like. I don't
Yeah.
know. I was like, I don't think that's the right response to that. That I don't know. It's just real life situations.
In that particular
Yeah.
case, it's hard because he like has orders to execute anyone he thinks
Yeah.
has like poses danger to him. So it like he's following his job duty. It's not his fault, but like
Yeah.
ethically it is, since it was his misjudgment.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, I don't think I could imagine living with that. Like,
Yeah, me neither. Like that's why like these like hypotheticals are just like, yeah, we can say like we're gonna like kill 5 people, but then in reality, like, would you actually kill 5 people, or would you just
yeah.
kill the one person that you know and have to deal with that, and knowing that it was probably the better decision? Because I think in any way I look at it, it's like I'm gonna have to talk to the people anyway and be like, I had to kill your sister, your brother, blah blah blah, etc. etc. And it's honestly better if I like have had a connection with that person to be able to be like, I did this because this was the better choice.
Yeah,
Instead
but
of
could
trying to
you
be
live
like,
without them? Like, if it was like someone really important in your life that you always say like, oh, I wouldn't give up anything for you. Like,
then I feel
then-
like they would understand. You know what I mean? I feel like
well, they would understand,
that
but would
their
you be
sacrifice-
okay? Would you be okay
I
with
think I'd
just
be
like,
I would be okay if they would be okay. Like if they were on that track and be like, it's fine, just
Yeah.
go. I'm good.
Just
Then I'd be
pose.
like, like I think I'd be okay. I'd be all right. And then I'd be able to be like, yeah, I did this because there was 5 people and your person was just sacrificing himself for the greater good. And I feel like it'd be easier to explain that and be easier for me to deal with that because I knew like in the end like they were okay with it and we were on good terms with it. But it's like for those 5 people, they don't know me, I don't know them, and I'd have to live with the fact that like I didn't know these people at all, but I made like the choice like instantly to just kill them, you know. And I feel like I'd have like a bigger guilt because I didn't know them and I just ended their life so quickly.
Yeah, like on the same note, do you think that the person who was like the single person who was saved instead of the 5 people would live with like that guilt, like survivor's guilt of just
No, because they weren't supposed to die.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they were like put there randomly, it's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's crazy. It's a crazy world, you know? If that actually happened, that'd be
Stay away from train tracks.
yeah, for real. For real. Does anyone else have any comments?
I mean, I have another variation if you guys want to think about that, but
Introduce
we can also
it.
close it. Okay.
Yeah, introduce
So
it.
another variation is if you were in like a medical situation. If you were a doctor and you have these 5 people in this one operation room that are gonna die like very soon if they don't get some vital organ transplant, but you also have the only person that can give them an organ transplant is this one person that's healthy, but they've been in a coma for however long you want to imagine, and you don't know if they're gonna wake up. So do you like dismantle the healthy person and give their organs to the people that are going to die and that would survive with their organs, or do you just leave it as is and let 5 people die, knowing that you have to tell each of those families of whoever died that you killed them? I
dismantled the coma person. Okay. How long have they been in a coma for?
What's the limit for you though? Like how long do they have to be in a coma?
Okay, I think if it's been longer than like 6 months, I just dismantle the coma person. Like
6
I just
months
be like,
is short
okay.
though.
I think
kind of short, yeah.
I think I would do it. I feel like if that person had no signs of like them responding like at all, like if they weren't taking, like if they were like not taking anything, then I'd be like, okay, I think it's time. We've done what we can. But if it's also like if the person is in their early stages, then I'd probably wait maybe a year at most. I don't know. But I feel like I would just dismantle the coma person to save 5 other people.
Well, I feel like this is actually really relevant to today because if you think about the coronavirus, people with ventilators and ICU beds, let's say the hospital only has 1 ventilator left, they're most likely just going to give it to the people who are the young people, the healthy people, instead of other people.
Wow. An older person. Yeah, I was reading an article about that, and they did say like they were trying to give it to as much young people as they can, and that's why like old people or older people weren't like getting any hospital service. But I also feel like most elderly people now are kind of just like they would be okay with like going, like they'd be okay with passing, and they're okay with like letting the younger people live because like as they grow older, they know that they can't do anything else, and this is just like their sign to be like, okay, bye. That way they can give the younger people a chance to like live their lives just like they did and stuff like that. And I feel like that's why it's good that they're doing that. But then there's also people that are like, old people deserve to live, but then the old people are also like, no, we're okay. So I feel like it's just a matter of like the older people just want like the young people to live. And so like a lot of people are blaming the lack of hospitals on like elderly people like taking up everything, but in reality it's like not that at all. It's just the fact that there's so many young people that are just in hospitals, like they can't do anything about it. So yeah.
True.
Anybody else? Okay, I'm gonna make a quick edit. Hey, do we want to end it here, or do we want to like talk about what we're doing next week and like make closing statements?
I mean, we've only been recording for about 30 minutes, so I think the podcast episode is only going to be like around 40,
Okay,
45
so
at most.
okay, so we can make closing statements, and then next week, we're probably gonna do college stuff, right? Or when is college applications open? What's today? Like the 20th?
August
20th?
1st for UCs, and yeah, August for a
Okay.
lot of places.
So that's next week, huh? Yeah.
So next
do
week
we
we're
wanna
doing
do
a
college
regular.
stuff? Yeah.
Next week we're doing a regular and a bonus, and it's college.
Are we
Yeah,
just
so we
complaining
can do
about college?
No,
Okay,
so it's
for
like we're
editing
gonna
purposes,
I'll be
this is-
talking.
we're done.
Oh yeah,
well, not done
we're
yet, but
done.
like
Okay. Yeah,
for
we're not
editing
done.
purposes,
Okay,
we're
so
having a separate
quick
we're having
little
a separate
debate. Yeah.
conversation. Yes,
Yeah,
a
okay.
quick
So
detour.
I was gonna talk about like my admissions process and like how everything went down, and then I would probably gonna bring in like one or two of my own friends to talk about like um their process going into Ivy colleges and like stuff they're looking for. And then if Cameron, if you want to do a cooking episode this week, I feel like you should do it for the bonus episode.
Okay.
That way we
Yeah.
can like get a little break, and you can like cook something on the.
Okay, we
on
can
the
make
Zoom, and
we can
then
make
you can
bun
host it.
sale.
No way.
Really?
Actually,
Wait, we
I'm
could.
Can we really?
just made Benseo, like no joke.
I know, I
Did
saw.
we this? Sorry. Yeah, I think we should do that. I think that'd be good, and we can have like and then we can talk about like culture within we can talk about culture within our households, and like
Okay, wait,
how
let me pause my
um
recording real quick. Hold on. Okay,
oh
I
yeah,
paused
here I
it.
can
So
pause.
we're not
Okay,
just talking.
so then we can talk about, for our bonus episode, we can talk about like inclusion and like diversity like within our communities and stuff like that. So that can be our bonus episode. So our main episode is going to be my college one, and you guys can like ask questions about like admissions or like stuff that you have. That way we have like younger people in the call. And then we can make Cameron's video where she's cooking for us, and then we'll just be talking about like diversity and like what we think about how like our communities are, like how we handle everything. Then we can talk about like cultural stuff and like stuff like that. Does that sound good?
Okay, so
Okay.
this week let's record
Wait,
Celine.
so sorry, I have to go, guys. It was so much fun.
Bye.
Talk to you guys
Thank
soon.
you.
Bye.
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 Send us your okay, never mind. I'll text it later.
Okay. Well,
But for this week our aim is we're gonna, for the rest of this week, I'll edit with Ton tomorrow, and I'll probably end up finishing it tomorrow. And then
okay,
we
I'll
can
be in the
upload
call
that.
with you. I can help you. Okay.
Okay, thank you. And then I'll figure out what time. But tomorrow we're editing this episode, and then we can film Cameron's cooking / cultural / diversity, and upload
When
that
are you
too.
free, Cameron, to do that? When are you free to be able to do that?
Can I tell you later in the week? Because I don't actually know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if anything, it is a bonus, so we can basically release it without a schedule.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then next week we have a main episode. I think we can do Wagyu next week.
Okay.
And then we can invite Ton to come on for Wagyu.
Yeah.
And then Nini, you have your bonus, which is college, which is you and your friends. And then you have some of us sitting in as juniors asking questions, or as seniors asking questions, right?
Yeah. Or
Okay,
like
cool.
I can just make like a poll or something, and that way we can just have questions ready, and that way I can just answer them, and then that way you guys can just be like, oh my god, yeah.
Okay, cool. So for that one, the seniors are basically like what we're like commentators. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Are we ready? Should we do closing?
Yeah. So we're gonna. So now we're
episode?
just gonna do closing statement. Yeah, we're just gonna do closing statements, and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna open the floor to closing statements for final opinions on blah blah blah, and how you feel, and then I'll introduce next week that we're doing the Wagyu program question, and then my college.
I think just say look out for bonus episodes on college and cooking in the next few weeks.
All right. Okay, you guys, if you pause your recording, you can press play again.
Oops, mine has been running this whole time.
Oh, it's okay. Mine is too.
Okay.
Okay. So now I'm going to open the floor to any closing statements. Does anyone have anything they want to say to end the discussion? I'll start. So like I said in the beginning, I don't think my opinion really changed. I think I would either jump in front myself and save 6 people, or I would pull the lever on the one person that I know, just because it's going to end up saving a greater good, and it will have a more ethical and beneficial response.
I think so too. I think I would save the greater majority of people just because you don't know what their lives are like and you don't know how many people that's going to affect versus, and like I think with the whole thing with like guilt, if you directly kill that person who wasn't supposed to die in the first place, the fact that I saved 5 people that were going to die probably outweighs the fact that I, was responsible for one person's death.
Yeah, I think it kind of like, I think for a lot of us, the decision comes down to doing things for the greater good, like what Kaylee and Nini said. And so, yeah, I think instinctively, like, I would pull the lever to save the 5 people, but like, there are also so many other ways that you could think about this problem, and like, I really do think that everyone's opinion about it and opinion about what they would do it's like it can be so different, and I genuinely like I really don't know what the right answer is, but I'm gonna say it's pulling the lever.
That's the point. You don't know what the right answer is.
Yeah, I'd pull a lever.
Yeah, I think I still would want to do whatever is good for like the greater good, but I guess we would just never know until we're actually ever in that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just pull the lever but I don't know what I do like in the moment.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
true. It's always like I would
So-
do this, but I don't know what I would do.
But
for
I wouldn't
sure.
know for sure. Yeah. Okay, well, what a great discussion, guys. Good job, everybody. Let's get around. So that concludes our second episode. And so next week, look out for some bonus episodes regarding college and cooking. So thanks for listening. See you guys next time. Okay.
Bye.
Why can't
Peace
I end
out.
my recording?
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so let me end my recording now.
Okay. Saving changes.
Why isn't it letting me end? Okay. Okay, so
I cut
Alex,
off a little bit. Sorry, I cut off a little bit in the beginning
okay.
when I was talking, but when we edit, we'll make it smooth, hopefully.
Okay. And so Alex, what you do, you just save the recording on your phone and then just send it to or add it to our drive. There's like a folder, so you just upload to Google Drive, and then that way we can have our recordings. And you just put the title of the discussion and then your name. That way we can start editing that tomorrow. Okay.
Here, I'll type it.
It is raining so hard right now. Okay, July 22nd.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's
rain
like
in California,
thundering.
so.
What the heck? Well, Texas is just really bipolar. Like, it was like really sunny like this morning. Okay, just a second. Done. Okay. Okay. So that should be fine.
I'll have the date online.
Okay. And so Alex, I know you said you had Procreate. So like, if you wanted to drop a little some.
Yeah, I could.
Draw something for the second episode.
Yeah.
We need an Instagram post.
Yeah, like
Okay.
if you want to like make a little trolley, put some dead people. I mean, some people on it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, just take a creative direction on
can
it.
you like sticker our faces on the
Oh yeah, I can
could.
Photoshop.
Yeah.
I can
Oh
Photoshop
my God,
this on there.
there's 7 of us, so like, one of us could be.
Just saying, one of us is pulling the lever and the other one's like.
Okay, so we can do that, and I will post on the day before we upload. So Alex, if you want to do that today or tomorrow, you can. If not, and you don't finish in time, I'll just make another Canva ad. Canva.
Are we uploading
yeah.
it?
Okay.
Are we uploading soon, or are we uploading on Sunday? Because I'll probably be done editing by Friday.
Friday. We can post on Friday.
Okay, and then we'll do bonus on later in the week.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Sounds great. This is good. Okay. Does anybody have any questions or anything they want to say?
Nope.
Okay. Which is fun. I'll see you guys later. Kaylee, I'll talk to you tomorrow about editing, what time and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Have a good day, everybody.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.